Welcome to The Future is Beautiful, with me, your host, Amisha Ghadiali. On this show, we explore the weave between politics, spirituality, creativity, and sustainability. It's time for us to move beyond silos and into an integrated way of being. Every one of us has ideas and personal experiences to share that can lead us to a brighter future. This is the revolution. Despite the challenges we face as a global community or the pressures that we meet in our daily lives, when we stop and dare to dream, to ask ourselves the big questions and to share what we are already doing, we create the future that we wish to wake up for. That future is beautiful. Hello everybody. As you know, we're taking some time for reflection right now. It's been really great for the team. We found doing 40 consecutive episodes for series 2 was quite an intense rhythm for us, although so interesting, all of the different conversations. And we want to lead by example and take the time we need to nurture ourselves, especially as we're making this show without a budget. And so everyone is working on reduced rates or voluntarily until our crowdfund of community support grows. At the moment, I am paying for most of the show production myself and really hope that that can shift over series 3 so that we can all devote more time to getting these stories out there, because it really feels like the appetite for moving beyond silos and this weave between sacred activism, between our inner world and our outer world, an understanding of what's happening now, a desire for a new human story, the tools that we might need for this time. It just feels like there is a growing appetite for that, and just a kind of fed upness of what the mainstream media focuses on, a fed upness with what magazines focus on and paid editorial and all of this kind of thing. And more of us are searching for truth. It's not even like searching for truth, it's like we know truth and we want to live in truth, and we want to show up in a way that is full and a way that allows our beauty to really be present in ourselves and in the world. And that really is what we're doing here on this show. We are finding amazing, beautiful people and sharing their stories and their inspirations and allowing space for these conversations that really talk to the deepest parts of ourselves and activate those parts of ourselves, and also that support us in building community and finding other people that are living in these values, and also creating a space where we can transcend this otherness as well and really move beyond silos on all levels. And so if you can support us in making this show, it is so wonderful, because I think that this is a really important form of media and inspiration. I've been so moved personally by the people that we've had on the show throughout the first 2 series, and all of you that you've written in, the 83 of you that are currently sending in monthly donations, and just some of the things that you share in the way that these conversations have moved you. And I just really want to keep doing it, and I want to be able to devote more and more time to it, and I want to get the show out further. I mean, it's currently being listened to all over the world, but I know that we can do more, and we can share these ideas even further if we do it together. So please do support us, and if you can't do it with a monthly donation, then of course just sharing the show with everyone that you know. If you have links into media outlets that might be able to do a feature on the show, making those introductions, and if you know the people that we want to hear from, the guests for the next series, then of course let us know about that too. I wanted to share a few things with you today. As I was meditating recently, I had a clear vision come to me about the show and the community that we need to nurture and grow. We have a desire to put together gatherings in different parts of the world, inspiring events with great speakers, music and food, I'm sure it will happen, but I'm hesitant at the moment in creating more of these events that create FOMO and a sense that something's missing in your life that will be cured if you come to this gathering. I don't want to support this old way of thinking. I question it a lot when it comes to my yoga retreats too, that it's based on an old model which allows us to compartmentalize our experiences, to feed off good workshops in order to make the ways our lives are tied into a meaningless system feel less drab. I know that I don't have the answers, and I suspect that you don't either. Maybe they're currently out of reach, but how do we come together in open space to feel into what we know, both alone and together? I've actually made a decision not to host any more yoga retreats this year. I am maybe doing some collaborations in terms of facilitating some workshops with Embakum and some other places. But I don't know, this model of having to pay a lot of money to go on a transformational experience, and then also from my end, putting up these huge deposits and taking on all the risk of creating these events and then, worrying about if enough people are going to come and just all of that. It feels like a very exhausting old way of working. And yeah, I'm kind of sitting patiently waiting for a newer way to share wisdom and community and to inspire and to open up space for us to discover more of ourselves that is both sustainable for me in my own way of living and in this stage of life that I'm in, which is, thinking about a family and this kind of and needing a little bit more than perhaps I've needed before. And also being able to reach more people that don't necessarily have the thousands that you need. And is it really the right thing to encourage people to fly to different parts of the world for these experiences? And so I have all these questions alive in me at the moment, and I'm not sure. And for the future is beautiful, I really have wanted to do these like really wonderful, creative events, but it kind of feels like it falls into the same category of then creating something without a budget that's very ambitious and will be very exhausting for everyone involved and will only be accessible to a certain number of people. So I'm putting all that on hold at the moment, and I'm sure that we will have bigger gatherings at some point, perhaps even in the autumn, something, I don't know, it does still feel important. But right now I'm interested in small gatherings that you can host yourself, kind of like a book club for the podcast. What do you think about that? You could gather some friends, maybe you listen to an episode together, or you plan to listen to a few in advance of meeting, and then you can discuss the themes that arise there, maybe meditate together, sharing some practices, sharing some food. I've prepared some questions, some new ones, and then we've got the ones that Lucy White put together in the gift that we shared last year. If you haven't downloaded that yet, please do. It's called Creating the Future, and it's on our website if you click on gift. I've recorded a meditation that can set the tone for the gatherings, which is really about the core of what the future is beautiful is all about, like tuning into the ways in which you want to share your beauty in the world and your vision and what that is. Then if you want to make these gatherings public, we can share them for you in our group or bigger events through our networks and newsletter. And if you want, we could even get a team member or a guest to join through video, or if anyone lives locally or is visiting. So I would love to make this happen. And this is all really about you. Yeah, if you get in touch, if you want to be part of this, you can write to us at connect@thefutureisbeautiful.co, and we can just see how we can organize this kind of organically. And just if there's somebody and you're somewhere and you think that you want to gather people together in the sharings of The Future is Beautiful, then we will find a way to support it, and it will all be very open to your ideas and what you want to do. And I just feel like this could be a really beautiful way to bring more of us together, and to just get a chance to contemplate what all of these ideas really mean, and to share in our experiences of how we're really living them in our own lives. I really want this community to serve each other in what's important. Another idea that has come up is quite playful, but also so important. is a way for members of this community to connect to others who are looking for a partner. So a cross between seeking a partner for the end of the world and Tinder, I wonder if we can get something up that can connect people with those who share similar values and lifestyle choices who listen to the show. I've spoken to various men and women, some rooted in certain locations and some open to moving, searching for that connection. I wonder if we can start this in a casual way. It feels like the people that say listen to this show have a lot of shared values, a lot of shared kind of desires for what they see as important and the ways that they want to live, are kind of tired of going on vacuous dating sites or traipsing around festivals and events, or sitting at home because actually they're quite quiet and introvert and wondering how they'll meet somebody. And so I wondered if we could facilitate this somehow. I don't really know exactly, but maybe you can write in if you're open and you're looking and share maybe a bit about who you are and what you're looking for. We can forward the emails to others that are looking as well. And I'm kind of happy to do that, a little bit of the future is beautiful matchmaking, and see what can happen that way. Why not? I feel like there are no rules and boundaries, and it's a beautiful thing, the desire for love, the desire to share, the desire to create with somebody else. What if we can help? So yeah, if you are at this stage looking for somebody in your life and you have a sense of what it is you're looking for, and you have a sense of who you are and what it is that you want to offer to somebody else, just write in again, connect@thefutureisbeautiful.co, and we'll just see what happens and see what we can organize there. So this week, just kind of ending now, but I don't know if it will ever end, is the International Rebellion happening in London and all over the world. If you've not heard of it yet, please do check out Extinction Rebellion, who are just doing such a beautiful, beautiful work in coming together and raising awareness and creating action about climate breakdown and this extinction of humanity that is lingering. And they're doing it in this really way that just models sacred activism and resilience and love being at the core and playfulness, as well as a real commitment. So we've mentioned this before in some of our previous conversations, and for sure it's going to be a big feature of season 3 with our different guests. But if you haven't yet joined in and you don't yet know about it, please do check out Extinction Rebellion. It's a bit strange for me to not be there. Instead, I'm sat in the jungle doing some deep rest and trauma release, and maybe you can hear the sound of the river and the roosters in the background. It's such an important part of sacred activism to know when you have to rest and recharge and take a step back, and to know when it's time to show up again. As the climate movement gathers and we become more and more aware of so many issues facing us, and we have to nurture our resilience in the ways in which we care for each other, to give what we can with clear intentions and not be too attached to the outcome, to keep showing up for the inner work as we do the outer work, to dance the twin trail. I know for me that I've been in a pattern of giving a lot, and there's just a constant refinement for me. I'm quite prone to burnout in the way that I have been operating, even with the practices that I have. I have been really taking time during this season break to address it on a much deeper level, and so not keep falling into that same pattern of when things speed up, that I lose that rooting in myself, and I give too much, and learning how to work with my sensitivity in a different way. And really hope that you take that time for yourself as it arises, as the need to arises, to constantly refine the way in which we show up in the world. It feels so important. So for any of you that may wish to have some support in your life with this, I am starting the next round of my presence mentoring in May. You can find out more about this at my website, www.amisha.co.uk/leadership. But basically, it's something that I've put together to really support and nurture your inner work on a one-to-one basis over 6 months. And we focus the time on whatever is present for you. And I support you with setting up rituals and practices that strengthen your commitment to yourself and your life, and of course, the world that we live in. It's for you if you are a leader in some way, a social entrepreneur, activist, teacher, facilitator, politician, parent, artist, innovator, disruptor, digital nomad, writer, healer, etc. You value purpose and connection. People in your life look to you for guidance and direction. Perhaps you're pushing boundaries and doing something that hasn't been done before. You've really been doing the work, attending personal development or spiritual courses, retreats or ceremonies, and yet, like so many of us, you still struggle with keeping these core realizations alive in your daily life. And when you get home and back into your life and things get busy and the connection that you've made with yourself and your true nature gets neglected, you may have demanding work and family and social life and find it hard to carve out that time for yourself. You may also travel a lot and find that this disrupts your routine. You find yourself stuck in the same patterns. It affects your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others and your work. Perhaps you feel some shame for still being wrecked with insecurity, indecision, or laziness, or perhaps you're close to or prone to burnout. You have a commitment to growth and you want to give back to your community and society at large. You need support to anchor inner shifts, new patterns and ancient wisdom into your daily life. You want to create a stronger relationship with your intuition and more space in your mind. So this program has been designed for you to participate from anywhere in the world, even when you're traveling or going through a particularly demanding period at work. So you don't need to worry about disruptions to the flow. We find a time each month that works for you to sit together in 2 live video sessions, and the rest is done over email and text at your convenience. I just find that one of the most challenging aspects of awakening and self-actualization is integrating the realizations and inner shifts that take place on retreats and workshops into the routines and chaos of your daily life. And the real key is when you have somebody by your side to support you in integrating and activating what you have already learned, as well as to explore and clear blocks that keep you trapped in restrictive patterns. You'll quickly feel the empowerment of a daily practice that gives you space and deepens your connection to yourself. Research shows that the likelihood of doing something goes up from 10% having an idea to 95% if you have a specific timeline and somebody with whom you're accountable. We work together on a 6, 9, or 12-month commitment with the opportunity to continue, so this becomes a steady part of your life. I call this mentoring, not coaching. It's not about quick fixes, but about making an actual commitment to learning about yourself and the patterns guiding you, creating genuine inner and outer connection. It involves facing parts of yourself that you may have shut out and giving yourself time and space to go deeply into this work. Did you know that 95% of our thoughts come from our subconscious mind, and 75% of these are limiting and self-sabotaging, and were formed mostly in the last trimester of when we were in the womb until about the age of 7. So when we reprogram our subconscious and become more present, we can create more of what we want in our lives and be free from the repeating loops of old patterns that we've been living out. And this also frees us up to be more responsive to the way in which society is changing, culture is changing, our systems that are breaking down. As leaders, if we do not do our inner work, we project outwards our own stuff, which in turn damages the work we do and those around us. And really, the more that we can become more present, the more that we can respond to the way in which the world is changing around us. And we know that certain systems are breaking down. We know that the old system isn't working and there's something else that is rising. And really, the more that we can shift these old subconscious patterns in our own minds, the more that we can be open to the new wisdom coming through and to moving with these times and showing up in a new way and really being a leader. This program is about going beyond spiritual bypassing, narcissism, tourism, and materialism, but really learning how to support yourself and others from a place of compassion, kindness, and depth. And in turn, understanding how to stand up and embody your values with courage and strength. The next intake of this program is starting in early May. So if you're interested, then you can go and make an application and we can start working together. I am taking a rest this week. Rest time for the series is nearly finished and I'm going to have a little week off, a digital, emotional and physical detox. And we'll start the mentoring program up first week in May. And also we'll start recording series 3, which will go live by the end of June. So if there are any guests that you really want to hear from on the show, then do let us know. Write to us at connect@thefutureisbeautiful.co for any of the ideas that I have mentioned today. And please keep sharing the show with your friends and family. And if you can, join our 83 amazing patrons with a monthly donation to support us in making this show. And I just want to say such a huge, huge thank you, as it really is such an honor to have this community and be part of this life with all of you that listen and that write in and that share and the guests. And it just makes me feel so inspired and loved and activated and excited about the possibilities that we have every single day. So thank you, thank you, thank you really for everything that you're doing and for the way that you live and how receptive and open and wonderful you are. So please keep doing what you're doing, opening your heart and showing up in your life with more courage and truth. Together, we will create a beautiful future. Thank you for spending your precious time with us. As always, you can find links to everything we mention in this episode, download our book, and discover so much more over on the blog. We don't believe in selling you things you don't need through this podcast, and so it's made possible with you, our community. If you loved this and would like to fund our show with a monthly donation or join our online group to connect with other listeners, please visit www.thefutureisbeautiful.co and click on Community and Support. Please also share with friends, hit subscribe and leave us a review so we can grow. Those gold stars really help others find us so these ideas can spread. Here is to us, creating a beautiful future together. The Future is Beautiful is made by an all-female team working voluntarily or on reduced rates until our listener support grows. If you have been moved by anything you heard here, please donate the equivalent of buying us a drink. All donations make a huge difference to us and will allow us to keep doing this and remain advertising free. Until next time, I leave you with this question. How will you create beauty in the world?